Okay, hello. It is almost 8 p.m. on February the 11th, 2020, and it's just very warm today. Very, very warm. 47 degrees still at this hour at Farmingdale, which is crazy. It's a warm day, and we had more rain today. Looks like it hit 48 at Farmingdale, so let's see what we got on the rainfall. Maybe a quarter of an inch at Farmingdale. Not tremendously high amounts of rain being reported from this rain, but it was a pretty miserable morning and a miserable evening yesterday with all the rain around. Uh, the rain is moving away from us. Let's go and take a look at Ocean County and see how much warmer it was there. It's NA again. It's not working. All right, we're gonna use their airport. Never works, does it? We'll use the Wrightstown, which is closer to Lakehurst. Which oh, look at this. An error occurred. Let's try this again. Problems with the Weather Service site again. All right, here's McGuire Air Force Base. 46, dew point 46. So yeah, it's kind of humid out there too. Yeah, they got up to 50, so a little warmer there today. Just ridiculously warm weather we've been having, and rain. Nothing torrential, but just raining enough to be miserable out there. That's for sure. And we're going to look at some of the current observations here in the weather and hazards, and you'll see, again, temperatures in the mid and upper 40s across our area, which, again, at this time, that is over 10 degrees above normal for this time of the evening. So quite warm as it is. This February, we may break a record and have the warmest February on record at the rate things are going. Looking at your Wonderground, you'll see again, mainly mid-40s. Let's take a look at the precipitation amounts today. Yeah, hovering around a quarter of an inch, maybe closer to a half an inch out east of rain. So between the 2 days, probably between 3/4 of an inch to an inch of rain, depending on where you're at. Not a soaker, but enough to be. Yesterday was absolutely miserable. So let's go to back to the Weather Service site. Look at the Twitter, because there are a couple of things here that are kind of interesting here that were posted on this, and I've got to find them, of course. Here's one of them. So this is a reminder of how warm it's been this winter. So this is Lake Superior ice cover, all right? Down at the bottom, and I'll show you first, February 15, 2019, you could see a lot more ice, 72% ice coverage in Lake Superior. And it got up to 94% ice coverage in 2019. All right, now this year we only have 11% ice coverage. It's mostly confined to the bays. It's supposed to be around 30 to 40%. So you could see the difference in these two pictures here. The one below has the ice, and the one that was last winter, and then this winter, hardly any ice at all. So it's been a really very, very warm winter. And it's all because of this pattern we're in with the jet stream, and it just doesn't seem like it's getting. Oh yeah, there are a couple of other things I wanted to show you on here too. So let me just close this out. There was something about the. Let's see. I did right. It's not showing me everything. So let's just have to scroll down. So this is the other thing I want to show you here. Every month, every area of the country in January was above normal. So here you go. Almost every part of the country was experiencing above normal temperatures. The worst of it, of course, in the east, especially the northeast. Of course, Arizona, not as bad, but still, everybody being above normal. The worst of it being in the east, but still, it shows you how the cold air has just been cut off this year. So let's go look at the models and see if there's any hope. There is some hope. There's a brief little couple days of winter we're going to have, and then it's back to the same old pattern again. So let's change this to the North American region here, and let me put this in the upper air so you can take a look at this. This is the GFS upper air for the North American continent. You can see that ridge in the east. That's what's bringing us all the warmth. We're still dealing with that ridge tomorrow, and then we have a trough that's going to swing through later Thursday night into Friday, and this is going to bring us some Arctic air, because we have a link here of Arctic air that's coming from the north down into our area. So if you look at this, you see we have that link right there Arctic air is coming down from the north, and therefore Friday and Saturday we will be dealing with some cold air. But those are the only 2 days that we're going to be below normal. The rest is still well above it we're supposed to be. So it's just, so you see this trough swings through, but then there's no blocking here. Notice there's no blocking. Instead, what we have is low pressure over here. All right, so you have low pressure in the Arctic, low pressure in Greenland, and that means that there's nothing to keep this trough in place, and so therefore no blocking. The trough moves out, and by the weekend we're already back into the warmer pattern again. And here we are with that ridge again in the east next week, and another brief little trough that comes through. But you notice no change in the pattern. And of course, toward the end, it starts looking a little different, but that's the end of the period. But still, no real sign of a winter pattern at all. We have this very tight polar. Now, this is something. Let's see if we can do this. This is something I want to illustrate to you as well. But let me illustrate that to you now. And I think there should be one for the whole northern hemisphere. Yeah, that's what I want. This is the one I want to talk about. All right. So the reason why I want to show you this is because we want to take a look at upper dynamics at 10 millibars, right? Because I want to show you how the main problem that's been this winter going on, and this is way up, all right? But you can see when you look at this, you see this is the polar vortex right here, the Arctic vortex. It's mostly over the Arctic. It's confined to the Arctic, and it's not splitting. It's not coming down. It's just sitting over the same spot. So this is part of the reason why it's been so warm this winter, because if we go ahead and let me get my drawings out here. I'll draw this in purple. This is pretty much your polar jet stream, or your Arctic jet stream. And so all the cold air is locked up at the poles. It's not coming down at all. This is sort of like what they see in the southern hemisphere, but it's unusual to see this in the northern hemisphere. And again, could climate change be playing a factor in this? But this is the result of this pattern is that much of the northern hemisphere is above normal, except right at the pole. So it's just locked up there, and there's no change. We're stuck with this for the foreseeable future. We are not going to have a winter this year, folks. I already saw Joe Chaffee throw in the towel on it, and honestly, we're just not going to have a winter. I just want to go back to the. The upper air for a minute, 500, and see if the euro has any changes that the GF, any difference between the euro and the GFS on this. There's that ridge, and there's that trough again. Same thing, just moves right out, and then there tries to be a trough in the west next week, but just no winter in sight for us. I mean, it's just unbelievable. We're lucky we get that little bit of cold air that we're going to get. So let's go back to GFS, and let's put this back in at the surface and show you what's going to be happening at the surface. So tomorrow we're going to have a dry day, but not that clear because we're going to have the cirrus overrunning from the next system. Yeah, I've been suffering a lot with the allergies lately because it's been so warm. I'm already getting allergies that I don't normally get until April and May. So, we're going to Thursday. This is our next precipitation system. Going to be rain, of course, with plenty of warm air coming in. And the euro is right along with that. The euro never wavered from this solution of this the low going well to our west and getting rain. So we're going to get more rain Thursday morning, Thursday night. Hopefully, maybe the rain ends late afternoon or the evening. And then we have this high that's going to build in. That's going to bring us some Arctic air for Friday and Saturday. So this is Friday and Saturday. Then the Arctic high moves out. And then we have another high move in, but that one probably won't be Arctic air. And then another high moves in for Thursday. Not sure how cold that air mass is going to be. We're going to look at the temperatures in a little bit. This is the GFS, so it tries to bring at least a little more cold air, and let's Let's see what it looks like on the thermodynamics. Actually, let's do that. All right, so here is the Arctic air plunge that's going to be coming for us on Friday. You can see there it is. And then Saturday, where it's going to be in on Saturday, and then starts lifting out by Sunday again, and then maybe a little bit more on Monday. Okay, and then maybe a little more Arctic air on Thursday, February 20th, and then it lifts out again. But no real. If you look at generally, there's nothing that's deep. It's very shallow. But all I could say is if you want the cold air, enjoy the next couple of days that we get it. So you see it coming into the picture there on Friday, and then again a little bit on Monday, and then maybe a little bit on Thursday. So at least it looks like there's a little more cold air. We're not going to be quite as warm next week, thank God, because this week it's just been awful in that regard. So let's take a close look at the temperatures across our area and see how you'll be able to see here how the temperatures are going to react on the GFS here. So tomorrow we're probably going to go into the mid 40s again. For Thursday it's going to be even warmer, so warm air really floods in. Wouldn't be surprised if you see 60 or better in Toms River and parts of New Jersey. For Long Island will probably be in the mid 50s. Then here comes the cold front, comes through. We drop into the probably low 30s by Friday afternoon, and then we're down into the teens for Friday night and Saturday night. Originally it looked like maybe we'd get single digits, but that's not going to happen. Not this winter. And then Saturday we're staying below freezing, at least on Long Island. Highs only in the upper 20s, maybe 32 in New Jersey, especially the southern part. And then for Sunday we see that warm up again, back into the mid 40s again. And then for Monday, it looks like a little bit more cold air again for Monday. And Tuesday, we're back up to around average. Then we see another warm shot for Wednesday. And then the cold air comes in again for Thursday. So at least we have some cold air that will be coming into the picture, hopefully. At least according to the GFS, we have to look at some of the other models, too, of course, in this weather update. Let's go look at the NAM model and see how the temperatures are going to be doing for tomorrow. Actually, NAM is a little cold. I want to use the NAM for the dew point, actually. That's what I want to do. Alright, yeah, because I want to take a look at the humidity for Thursday. We may be seeing some humidity on Thursday. So you see, dew points will be coming down tomorrow. The air will be drier today, because today was kind of muggy. But then the humidity comes back into the picture for Thursday. It looks like a pretty strong LLJ over here for Thursday. And then this is the front that comes through. And then look at those dew points drop behind it. I'm very curious about that LLJ. Let's go and look at the precipitation here for your Thursday. So here's the rain again. Looks like heavy, could be heavy in the morning, but then yeah, it's out by the afternoon. That's the good news. So it won't be raining all day. Should be done by the afternoon. Let's see how much rainfall this gives us here. Yep, could be another inch of rain possible, depending on where that sets up. That it looks like there'll be a band of some heavy showers that sets up around over our area, but every model could be different. If I look at the GFS, it might have it in a different. No, it does have it in the same spot. So, yeah, we could see another inch of rain possible over Long Island. That could be it. Could be some heavy rain with that front because it's going to be a strong cold front. The other thing is wind direction. So let's look at that too. I meant wind speeds. Sorry, it's allergies, man. It doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any kind of wind like we saw on last Friday, but it doesn't look like it. Alright, so let me go look at the sky cover. We'll look at that next, and we'll see how we're going to be doing with that. So, here is tomorrow. You see plenty of cirrus around. It's not going to be a clear sky. The sun will be out, but it'll be filtered through some high clouds. Thursday, obviously, plenty of clouds. Friday, we try to clear it out, maybe. And then for Saturday looks like the sunniest day of all. And we'll have clear skies with a nice north wind, and it's going to be pretty cold. Then the cirrus rolls in on us Sunday. Then maybe we get rid of it by Monday and have another sunny day. And then maybe on Thursday we also might have another sunny day. So the good news is at least it looks like we're going to see more sunshine next week. And it'll be a drier week with less clouds and colder temperatures. And that's definitely welcome news because it's cloudy weather. It's bad enough that It's bad enough that it is so warm. It is also cloudy and dreary and depressing and horrible. At least we'll finally get some better weather out of it. But these are all right. So let's go look at this model here. As far as this is the Euro model, I'm just curious to see how cold it gets it. Because let's take a look at tomorrow first. Here it is, noon. This is so it will be a little cooler, 42. So it will be a little cooler tomorrow. It won't be quite as warm. Thursday's the day we see that warm air shoot up, and we're up to 50, and then in New Jersey you're probably pushing 60. And I'm wondering how bad these dew points are going to get. Let's look at the humidity here. Yeah, they could be up there. Could be a little humid, especially over Tom's River. It could be downright muggy over there. Yeah, you can see where the humidity is. Always hotter in Tom's River than it is here. But then you'll see that the bottom drops out as we head into Friday. So here we are, temperatures dropping. By 10 p.m. we're already in the upper 30s over Long Island. And by 9 a.m. Friday, we are in the mid-20s. And for 1 p.m. on Friday, look at that. Keeps us only in the 20s. And you can see that northwest wind right there. So it stays only in the 20s, and let's see what it gets down to. Let's go to 2 a.m. here. So we are down into the mid-teens. So it's we're gonna get a little bit of winter here. So at least it looks like we're getting some Arctic air escaping down through eastern Canada. Finally, we're getting some Arctic air, and I really am glad about that. So this is Saturday, fairly light winds and mid-20s. So let's see what Sunday looks like on here at the temperatures. That's when we recover up there. I'm curious if the Euro shows that cool down next week. It does not. That's Monday. Euro has next week being quite warm, so it's possible the GFS might be a little off. But then it does cool down on Thursday, so we'll have to see what happens there with that. That's, like I said, that's over a week away. Things can and often do change by then. Let's now look at the cloud cover on this and see. So Friday looks like a nice clear day across the area, according to the Euro. So the Euro is having more sunshine on Friday and probably more clouds on Saturday, right? Actually, no, it has both days fairly sunny. So, hey, we may have 2 nice days in a row. So, and then the clouds roll in a little later. Let's look at tomorrow. I'm sure tomorrow there'll be tons of clouds. Yeah, you can see lots of high clouds around. But anyway, it looks like we will have a few punches of winter. But as far as snowstorms go, I'm not going to... It does not look like we're going to see anything just yet. We'll have to keep our eye on it and see if winter can try to come back in here or not. The models have been very volatile, again, because with all the climate change going on, it makes the models very volatile when you have these off-the-wall teleconnections, which actually I do want to look at here. Well, let's see if we can get the teleconnections here. WS. I think it's NWS teleconnections. Connections. Let's see if we can get any. To show you the teleconnections. I think this is it. Let's see. Current outlooks. It's not the one I want. That's one teleconnection. Let's just go to images. Alright. I know Joe pulls up the teleconnection thing on his thing. I don't know where he gets it. Oh, this is it. Here we go. This is the one I want. Okay, so this is the issue we have here. And like I said, I don't know too much about teleconnections. This is more Joe Chaffee's thing, And like I said, Joe Chaffee, if you haven't subscribed to him, please do. He is one of the best weather people out there. Trust me on that. So you could see this off-the-wall negative P&A. So you have these off-the-wall teleconnections. And according to Joe, this is what causes these models to go berserk sometimes. And you have these, well, of course, these teleconnections don't look good. You have this negative P&A, and negative P&A is bad for. This is more like favors a trough in the west and a ridge in the east. NAO, which basically means when it's this positive, it means there's absolutely no blocking at all whatsoever. So troughs don't sit, the cold air doesn't sit, it just moves on. and it stays off the wall positive. So it doesn't look good. Maybe a little more of a recovery in the PNA to positive toward the end. But like I said, these are not good teleconnections to look at all. Not when you want winter. But of course, Joe doesn't talk about climate change, and I do respect that, but I do, and and those who think it's not going to affect them, I'll just leave it at this. This is what happens when the next hurricane hits, folks. And if you're on the South Shore in those little enclaves, you're going to get it. All right, Sandy wasn't the big one, and they recently just decided to spend millions and millions trying to shore up Dune Road again, and it's just going to be washed away in the next storm. They just throw money at the South Shore when they need to be fixing the middle of the island, and the South Shore isn't going to last. It will flood, hurricane, sea level rise, all that stuff. It's a beautiful place. I don't wish it on anyone, but the fact and reality is that the South Shore is going to bear the brunt of climate change in the future, whether you like it or not. So with that, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care. Thank you for watching.